My name is Ariel Garten, and today we're going to talk about the science of meditation and anxiety. So my own background is I was trained as a neuroscientist, and then I was a psychotherapist in private practice for almost a decade. I'm also one of the founders of Muse, the brain-sensing headband that gives you real-time feedback on your brain, your heart, your breath, and your body during meditation. So I spend a lot of time thinking about the science and the physiology of what goes on in your mind and your body as you meditate. So let's start this by talking about the science of anxiety and how it's really generated. Well, it typically all starts in your brain, in a little organ at the side of your head called the amygdala. The amygdala is the organ in your brain that's constantly scanning for danger. It's looking around the environment and trying to identify anything that might possibly be scary or threatening to you, anything that it could perceive as possibly scary. An actual snake, a picture of a snake, an S-shaped curve that maybe could someday kind of look like a snake if you squint at it. That's all in the domain of the amygdala. When the amygdala identifies something as potentially perceptively threatening, it then signals to the rest of your brain and you have thoughts about that scary thing. Then it gives you an emotional reaction in your body. So it signals something called the HPA axis. It sends a signal to the hypothalamus, which sends a signal to the pituitary, which then sends a chemical signal down to the adrenals to release cortisol. Cortisol then moves through your body and gives you that very familiar sensation of something that's a little bit scary or arousing, that fight or flight. What it does is it then tightens your blood vessels, raises your heart rate, increases your spike of insulin, and gets you ready to fight, flight, flee, whatever you need to do to protect yourself. The system is very adaptive and helpful when there's a real danger. The problem is that the system keeps firing and firing and firing, because not only is your brain firing at snakes, but S-shaped things, things that look like snake, the word snake, and so we're constantly in the state of arousal. Now this might seem very familiar to people who are living at a time of COVID, when things outside can actually be really scary. And then everything you read is scary, then anything that reminds you of it, and on and on and on. And your amygdala, it's its job to constantly present this information to you over and over and over again, and constantly be revving your body. You know, think about when you're stuck in traffic, and you're like, oh no, I'm stuck in traffic. Well, that's your amygdala speaking. Then it reminds you over and over and over again that you're stuck in traffic. You're like, I know, there's nothing I can do. I'm just sitting here on the highway, it's all okay. But your brain keeps warning you, even when it's no longer helpful. Well, the same thing is happening right now. So a lot of what I've been teaching people to do is to understand the interactions of their mind and their body, the science of it, so that you can apply more intelligent principles behind how you get yourself to calm. Because there is no doubt that we all need to take care of ourselves right now. We need to wash our hands, we need to socially distance, we need to do the things to do to keep ourselves safe. And once we do those things, our amygdala can stop constantly letting us know to be a little bit anxious or very anxious. Because you're in your home, you've done the things, you're safe. And now is the moment to tell your amygdala, it's okay, we can calm down. Thanks for letting me know. Thank you for keeping me safe, that was very valuable. But we can do this job now. So there's another organ in your brain, and it's called the prefrontal cortex, right up here. It's the part of your brain associated with higher order processing, with planning, organization, attention. It's the part of our brain that actually separates us from other animals. We have a highly developed prefrontal cortex. It's also the part of our brain associated with wisdom, with making wise decisions that really keep us safe. When you engage in meditation practice, part of what you're doing actually is you're strengthening your prefrontal cortex and you're downregulating your amygdala. So the prefrontal cortex is the part of your brain that's able to look around the environment and say, okay, things are legitimately threatening there, there, and there. And when I do these things, I can be safe. And limbic system, shh, you can calm down. We can decrease the amount of cortisol in our body. We can make the smartest, most rational decisions possible for us and free up the energy that all this anxiety has taken for us to do real things, to do the work we need to do, take care of our kids, be present for our families, etc. So part of why a meditation practice is so powerful is because it gets your body to relax, which we'll talk about in a minute, but it trains your brain to move out of fight or flight, to deactivate the amygdala, and into your prefrontal cortex. There are studies that demonstrate that people who have a long-term meditation practice actually can have thicker prefrontal cortices as a result of all of that training. And if you think about the fact that the prefrontal cortex is our higher order part of our brain, the part associated with the learning, with the planning, with the organization, the thing that makes us human, having a great prefrontal cortex is a pretty fantastic state to be in. So meditation trains your mind. One of the ways that it does that is by observing your thoughts. So in a basic focused attention meditation, what you do is you put your attention on your breath. When your mind begins to wander, which all of our minds do, you notice that your mind has wandered and then you choose to bring your attention back to your breath. So this very simple practice of noticing your mind has wandered, choosing to take your attention back onto your breath rather than your wandering thought, is the core of a focused attention meditation practice. It's typically the first meditation most people learn to do. In this very simple exercise, what you're doing is you're training your brain to stay out of those negative and ruminative thoughts. So your amygdala is sending you thoughts like, oh no, you're stuck in traffic, this is awful, you'll be late, and. And what you train in a meditation practice is to take your brain out of those thoughts and put it on something neutral over and over again. And as you do that, you're strengthening your prefrontal cortex and its ability to say, it's okay, that's not important. We're going to focus on traffic. We're going to focus on getting there safely. We're going to focus on the important things to us, not all of these distracting worries, which are actually not helpful at this moment. In a long-term meditation practice, you can often even see an increase in somebody's prefrontal cortex and a decrease in activation of your amygdala, because the prefrontal cortex is actually signaling to the amygdala that it can calm right down. It's kind of like the prefrontal cortex is the parent and the amygdala is the child. And the parent is able to actually look around and say, hey, I can see that everything is under control. We've done the things we need to do. Shh, kiddo, it's okay. You don't need to be afraid of the shadows on the wall. You don't need to be afraid of the boogeyman. It's here. We've got this. Thanks for letting me know it's a problem. That was important for you to warn me. But now that we know, we can deal with it effectively. So in meditation, you're managing and calming your mind. You're also calming your body. So one of the ways that we breathe in a meditation practice is a deep diaphragmatic breath. So you breathe in deeply to your lungs and your stomach. When we do this, we're actually signaling to our nervous system that it can calm right down. You have a nerve called the vagus nerve, and it runs all the way here down the side of your body, and it's attached actually at your abdomen. The vagus nerve is responsible for your rest and digest response. It is literally the thing that triggers the opposite of the fight or flight. It is the thing that tells your body, it's okay, we can go into peace now, we can boost our immunity, we can improve our digestion, we can improve the way that we use insulin, we can calm our heart rate, we can dilate our blood vessels, we can be in a better space. Well, it turns out, as I mentioned, your vagus nerve is actually attached mechanically to your diaphragm here. So as you take a deep breath in and you push out your diaphragm, diaphragmatic breathing, deep breathing into your belly, you're actually tugging on your vagus nerve and you're signaling to it, it can calm down. That's why deep breaths are so incredibly powerful at immediately calming your body. The other thing we often do in a meditation practice is an extended exhale. So you might breathe in for 4 counts, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, and then breathe out for 6 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When we do that, we're spending more time in an extended exhale. This is important because our heart follows a rhythm of our breath. As we breathe in, our heart rate actually increases. As we breathe out, our heart rate decreases. So as you're spending more time in an extended exhale, you're spending more and more time in that nice decreasing slow heart rate. And that again is signaling to your body, rest and digest, everything is okay, our heart is slowing down, our body can slow down, we can be at peace. So one of the best tools that I found during this amazing time that we're in is to use these mind-body practices to take my mind out of my negative ruminative thinking, to use my breath to calm my body, and to allow myself to be calm and present for my family. And really to allow myself. You are allowed to feel at peace in your home. You don't need to maintain a state of anxiety every second. You are doing the things that you need to do to keep yourself safe, do the safe practices, and then let your body relax for the rest. Because it's that relaxation that's going to let you make smart decisions, that's going to let you boost your immunity, that's going to let your body repair itself effectively. It's going to make you the best mom, dad, husband, brother, friend that you can be. I'm so sorry I won't be able to get to see all of you in Hawaii this October, but I look forward to the following year, and I also look forward to all of the amazing virtual programming that I know the team at Quantum University is putting together. We're going to be sharing more information with one another, and I look forward to engaging with you all. Wishing you much peace and safety in your homes, and I can't wait till we can all be together.